Welcome back to another review by Mega Train Lover. Today we're having a look at another Hornby locomotive. As you can see, no prizes for guessing that. And you can probably tell from the picture on the box, but this is a London North or ex-London North Eastern Railway class B12. If we just bring it up, as you can see, and this is in lined British Railways black, but with British Railways on the tender as opposed to the early emblem. So this is a sort of transitional livery. If we turn to the side, you can see its product code is R3545 and it says DCC ready, but I've already fitted it with a decoder and the loco's not actually in the box. It's been taken out, it's been run in, and yeah. So if we turn to the back of the box, you see you get tons of information about the class, and you even get this very nice diagram of the model itself. So this, I'll talk a bit about the model first, then the history, and then we'll look at the model in detail. So this model is the newly retooled version, which came out about 3 or 4 years ago. Hornby used to make the B12. Or trying before Hornby, they used to make the B12s, but the tooling never really changed. And so over time, the B12 was a very, very good model for its time, but over time it started to look very outdated. So Hornby decided to bring it in line with its newest models and retool it. And this particular example is one of the retooled versions. So the B12s, were originally built by the Great Eastern Railway, who classed them S69s. There were 81 of them built between 1911 and 1928 across 3 different manufacturers. Some of them were built by Baird Peacock, some were built by Beardmore, but the majority were built at Stratford Works. They were built for work on the Great Eastern Main Line out of Liverpool Street, and they were built for express passenger trains. They were basically a slightly enlarged version of the Claude Hamilton 440s, which were the D16s. And I mean, it's a bit of an optical illusion, because if you look at the picture and you look at a picture of a Claude Hamilton, you would think that the B12 looks significantly larger than the Claude Hamilton. In fact, I've got a Hornby model of the Claude Hamilton, the D16, and the B12 is only marginally longer than the Claude Hamilton. So, yeah. But I mean, these were obviously slightly more powerful, because they had an extra driving wheel. Some were also built to work up in Scotland, and quite a few of them survived into BR days, although some were scrapped in the early 1950s. The final withdrawals came in 1963, and the engine and the last surviving member of the class also became the only surviving member of the class, and I don't remember its BR number, but its LNER number is 8572. And she is currently preserved at the North Norfolk Railway. So yeah, and she's also a unique survivor for 2 reasons. A, she's the only B12 left in preservation, but also as well, I think what makes her more unique, she's the only preserved inside cylindered 460 in the UK. So that in itself makes the engine a crowd puller. Really, really nice. I've not been to the North Norfolk Railway yet, but I do hope to go in the future and do see 8572 up close for myself. Right, so we're going to put the box to one side, and the loco is just here. Now, you may be wondering, where's the tender? Tender is just here. So I'm going to put the tender to one side. This one has basically got the standard arrangement nowadays, where you've got the bar with a screw and then the wires, but for the purposes of this review I've split them together. I've split them because it's a bit hard. It's quite a long engine, so it's a bit hard to hold the 2 of them together. But yeah, here is the B12. Oh wow. Oh wow, she is absolutely beautiful. Look at her. I mean, I love the B12s in general. I mean, they're just so just look at that, just so elegant with the inside cylindered 460 design. Wow. And first thing I must point out is the weight. It is quite heavy. It's not a huge engine, but it is quite heavy. And that's because the boiler and the cab sides are actually made of die cast. And I think the I don't know if the running board is made of. No, I think the running board's plastic because I don't feel any cold on the side. But the boiler, cab roof isn't. But the cab sides definitely are. They're all die cast metal, which is really, really nice. Let's start at the front. First thing I must point out, this lamp at the front, I've added that myself from another, I think, from another detail pack. You get sprung buffers as standard. All this detail on the front I fitted myself from the detail pack, which really, I mean, even without it, it looks nice, but with these are basically the guard irons, and you get the two brake pipes. These really, really lift the look of the model. Just look at the face. I absolutely love the burnished smokebox straps and also the smokebox starts. That is just so, so nice. Let's turn to the side. You can clearly see the reversing rod just here. You can also see the handrails running along both sides of the boiler, and they also sort of go around the top of the smoke box. You get rivets along the top of the boiler, which is obviously very prototypical. You get rivets around the smoke box as well, and I've just noticed you even get sort of dummy valve, internal valve gear. So instead of looking at just a plain block, you've actually got some detail there. I mean, it doesn't move, but then again, that would be very, very complicated. But I mean, that looks really, really nice all the same. Just look at the wheels, absolutely amazing. And what else did you get? Oh, you even get the builder's plate there, which I can't actually read, but it does look legible. Really, really does. You get the Westinghouse brake pump, which was typical of Great Eastern engines. They're all fitted with Westinghouse air brakes. There's its number, 61556. And now let's look at the cab and just appreciate it for a second. Look at that cab. You can clearly see the regulator, all the pipe work, the brake, the gauges. The gauges don't actually have any sort of reading in them, but that's fine. You get the you even get the sort of knobs at the top. That is all really, really nice. Let's just focus for a second. Yep, really, really nice. And you also get flush glazing, which again, really, really nice. You get the separately fitted safety valve and the whistle, and the cab roof vent here, which does slide open, and it does close, but we're just going to keep it open because it gets hot in there. So, well, I mean, you get just look at the engine in general. It's just so elegant, so nice. Wow. There's nothing else much to say really about the engine, other than the fact that it's just stunning. It's beautiful. Even this black red lining, so nicely well done. And even the lining on the splashers, and also on the running board as well, really, really nice. So yeah, I mean, what we're going to do now is we're going to put the loco down, or the engine rather, and we're going to take a look at the tender. Tender, it's just here. This is significantly light. Let me just put the loco just down here. Yeah, there we go. The tender is significantly lighter than the locomotive, as you'd expect, but nonetheless, the detail is really, really nice. Let's just focus. Yeah, as you can see, it says British Railways on the tender. You get sprung buffers, on the back. You get all this detail which I've added myself. You get the water filler caps, the coal. I don't know if I don't think the coal is removable. It might be, but I'm not going to attempt it. But that looks really, really convincing. Really, really nice. Let's look at the front. You get the separately fitted handrail just there. And let's just focus. Yep, there we go. You get the toolboxes. You even get this place where obviously the fireman puts all his tools, which is really, really nice. Yeah, so overall, I mean, it's a tender. Obviously the decoder's in the tender, but it does look really, really nice. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to join the two together, and we'll see how she performs. So here we have the Hornby B12 on the track. Wow, she just looks absolutely beautiful. Right, so I'm just going to select her number on the controller, and I'm just going to show you probably my only criticism of the model. You see that? Let's just... yeah. That, I don't really know why. It could be the decoder. I mean, the decoder in it is a Gauge Master. I think it's a Gauge Master one. But I don't really like the way it just sort of jerks into life. You can get it a nice, sort of nice smooth start. But at slow speed can be a bit jerky. So you can get a nice smooth start, but it's only if you turn it immediately up to a higher speed, that's when it kind of jerks into life. That I'm not really, don't really like that. So you just have to be, I mean, I suppose I do have to be more careful as well, but ideally with my other engines, if I put it up to if I put it up to speed 4 or something, then they just sort of smoothly go up to speed 4. They don't just sort of jerk into life. Anyway, let's just see her running. So start off slowly. But even at sort of slow speed, she does jerk into life. However, once she does get going, she's actually a beautiful performer. I'm going to slow her down a bit because it's a bit fast. Yep, that's okay. I mean, obviously she is a express passenger engine, but obviously I need to follow the camera around for the purpose of the review. Wow. Well, in spite of the sort of shaky start, she does run very well. I'll have to see what the problem is, whether it's the decoder or whether it's the actual the motor used. But otherwise, beautiful running. I just absolutely love the way the wheels are just turning round and round. Absolutely nice. Let's just get a few shots of her passing. So yeah, really, really nice. So just to conclude this video, as always, I highly recommend her. She's just a stunning model. Now, as I say, I will have to see why the reason is that she just sort of jerks into life as opposed to smoothly starts, but all that matters to me is that she runs well when she's at speed. But anyway, thanks very much for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.